Hello, my name is Keith Lee, and I am the game director for GodFall. On behalf of Counterplay Games, we are very excited to share gameplay with you today and to offer you a glimpse into the mystical world of GodFall. Today, you'll be seeing extensive gameplay captured on a PlayStation 5 development kit. Please keep in mind that the game is still a work in progress, and some things may change from the final product as we continue to learn and harness the power of Sony's next-generation console. Please enjoy. So let's jump right into what GodFall is. GodFall is a looter slasher that features intense action, satisfying moment-to-moment combat, and robust loot progression systems. You can enjoy the game at your own pace, playing alone, or through online co-op with up to 2 additional teammates. GodFall is set in a brand new high fantasy universe filled with heroic knights, arcane magic, and forbidden realms. The world is split up into the elemental realms of earth, water, air, and fire. GodFall is a complete package. All loot and gear in the game are acquired or unlocked through gameplay. There are no microtransactions, no waiting for content. It's all in the game on day one. As you adventure, you'll get to tear through enemies to challenge a mad god who awaits you at the top. You play a Valorian knight, a godlike warrior able to equip valor plates, legendary armor sets that transform you into an unstoppable master of melee combat. Throughout your journey, you'll find ancient valor plates lost in time, each with their own characteristics and long history. Now let's talk about gameplay in GodFall. First, our team wanted to do something different. We wanted to combine action RPG loot progression with third-person melee combat to create what we think is a looter slasher. Our game is therefore one part gear-driven and one part player skill-driven. In other words, not only do we want you to find exquisite weapons with powerful loot traits, but we also want you to have that feeling of accomplishment for mastering the wide set of combat mechanics available to you in GodFall. From a combat philosophy perspective, the melee combat in GodFall is intended to be fluid, dynamic, and interactive, embracing offense over defense. More often than not, you'll be facing multiple enemies at the same time. As a result, you should always be moving and closing the gap on enemies. Also, you dominate the combat space, not the enemies, and the game rewards you for being aggressive. Now that you're familiar with the combat philosophy, let's dig into the weapons themselves. In GodFall, there are 5 weapon classes: the longsword, the dual blades, the polearm, the two-handed warhammer, and the two-handed greatsword. Each weapon class has their own unique movesets and playstyles ranging from fast combos to more strategic, deliberate play. As you defeat enemies in your adventures, you will acquire numerous weapons. For each weapon category, each weapon with their own primary and secondary traits. At a later date, we will delve into the weapon classes and how to modify them in greater detail. For now, we'll go over the dual blades and the longsword weapon classes. The dual blades are the fastest weapon class in GodFall, embodying speed, fluidity, and mobility. The dual blades are exceptional against soft, unarmored targets or single targets. You can perform a combo by executing 4 consecutive light attacks. The dual blades heavy attack is a spinning blade cyclone. The blade cyclone can also be used as a finisher at the end of your light attack combo. So what are the signature moves for the dual blades? As you build up charge, You can also activate Inner Focus, which is unique to the dual blades, which inflicts massive damage in a short period of time. There's also Mortal Coil, where you can throw your blade into an enemy, pulling the enemy towards you, like pulling a cable. Now let's switch to the longsword weapon class. Longswords are balanced weapons, embodying crisp damage and simple cooldowns without needing a lot of elaborate combo setups. Similar to dual blades, longswords have their own 4-hit light attack combo. Then there's the heavy attack finisher, which can be used at the end of your light attack combo. There are 3 signature moves for the longsword class. There's Spectral Flurry, which cannot be interrupted and deals high damage to multiple nearby targets. Then there's Spiral Technique, which eviscerates all enemies in a straight fixed path. Notice there's a white flash after a longsword swing called a timing attack. If you press the shield button exactly at the same time, you'll perform a devastating shield uppercut with your longsword. The shield is a core part of GodFall. It's available to you throughout the entire game. You can always block incoming attacks with your shield. If you press the shield button at the right time, you can also parry an attack. You can perform a light attack after a last-second shield block to counterattack with a powerful shield strike. The shield is great not just for defense, but also offense. You can aim and throw your shield, which will hit multiple nearby targets. If you tap the shield button just as you catch your shield, you can perform a powerful wave attack. You can double tap the shield button to petrify enemies. And of course, you can perform an R3 ground finisher on enemies that were knocked down to the ground. We hope you enjoyed our first walkthrough video of GodFall running on the PlayStation 5. We also want to thank all the fans for their endless support since our initial reveal back in December. We have a few more surprises coming down the road, such as details on loot and progression, and are eager to share more with you on our way to launch this holiday season.
単語ゲームワークスの三上真司です。こんな時期ですけど、クエコンにオンラインで参加してくれる皆さん、ありがとうございます。なんか最近しんどいなと思ってたら、今年で、業界30年になってました。ゲーム業界の化石にはなりたくないので、これからは生きた化石として頑張ろうと思います。さて、ゴーストワイヤーの話です。前回の PV の後、皆さんから非常に良い反響をいただきました。ありがとうございます。残りの制作期間かけて、私たち指導、よりユニークでより魅力的な作品にするために、頑張っていきたいと思ってます。そして今回、ゴーストワイヤー東京について重大な発表があります。なんとゴーストワイヤー東京では犬の頭をなでなでよしよしすることができます。
be following Shinji Mikami.
But we're also honored to be addressing all of you at QuakeCon.
Like our friends at Tango, Arcane released our first gameplay trailer for Deathloop in June at the PS5 Future of Gaming event.
We were energized by all your heartwarming positive feedback. Let's recap what we can share with you about our game.
We introduced you to Colt, a soldier trapped in a time loop on the island of Black Reef, hunted by everyone, forced to relive the same day over and over again. In order to free himself from this cycle of madness, Colt must kill 8 powerful visionaries before midnight. But they are scattered across the island, and their schedules don't seem to line up in a way that would make it possible. And this is where you come in. You get to decide how to solve what we like to call a reverse murder puzzle. Figure out your target's plans, decide how and when to exploit them, how to go loud or to go stealthy, what passes to take. And each time the cycle resets, you'll be stronger, wiser, closer to solving the mysteries of the island, and finally, breaking the loop.
But watch your back! Juliana, one of your targets, is a rival assassin. Her sole purpose is to sow chaos in your carefully laid plans. Sounds exciting? Well, if you feel like being the villain, you can step in her sneakers and control her in another player's game to create memorable duels and skirmishes.
Whether you decide to break the loop as Colt in the campaign, or become a villain in other players' games as Juliana, you'll choose your tactics, your weapons, your abilities, and tailor your own approach and playstyle. Now, let's talk about the world, and more precisely, Black Reef, as the island itself is a character, and everything you see contributes to the game and the story in Deathloop.
First, take a northern island with a mysterious fishing town, completely isolated from the world. Spice that up with 60s-inspired pop art, and use it as a backdrop for a wild, crazy, never-ending party. Then, you'll get an idea of the world that Arcane Lyon's art team is building for you.
And because Deathloop is supercharged by the power of the PlayStation 5, you can expect a feast for the senses. Smooth frame rate, 4K and HDR support, and we are also utilizing DualSense controller features like haptic feedback and adaptive triggers to immerse you in first-person shooter gameplay.
I'm sure you're eager to see more of Deathloop. Don't worry, we'll be satisfying your curiosity very soon.
Allez, au revoir et merci beaucoup.
Come join me on the island of Bugsnax.
Wow, that's your new lead? Another monster hunt? Elizabeth Megafig is a 2-bit con artist! Don't tell me you actually believe this half-baked nonsense! I swear, if you chase this Bugsnax story, you're out of a job!
You're the journalist! Lisbeth said you'd be coming. There's a Bugsnax right over there. Do me a favor and take my snack trap.
Stranger, I could use your help. This bunger goes wild for ketchup. Use it to lead the bunger over yonder.
I want you to use that journalistic instinct to find out what my favorite bug snack is. And feed it to me, obs.
How's my little sprout doing? He misses Papa? Oh, of course he does.
Well, I have a few prototype traps that I could put to use.
You're pretty good at stuff, and nobody hates you yet. You can catch Bugsnax and bring everybody back to Snacksburg.
Well, say you do find these Bugsnax and make it back alive. You just might keep your job. Now get going and try not to fall off a cliff.
Hi everyone, this is Matt Nava from Giant Squid. I'm excited to share more with you today about our upcoming game, The Pathless. The Pathless is an open-world, mythic adventure game set in a vast forest. You play as the Hunter, who along with her eagle companion, seeks to lift a curse of darkness that plagues the world. The Hunter is a master of archery, She can shoot talismans to fill her dash meter, which allows her to bound across the landscape. Fluid, dynamic movement is at the core of the Pathless, so the game's unique take on archery is all about timing, not aiming down sights. This design was critical to making it possible to shoot even while moving fast and performing acrobatic maneuvers. You instantly feel as skilled as the hunter herself. With help from the eagle, you can even fly. The bond between the hunter and the eagle is central in the Pathless. You can gain altitude while you glide by flapping. Make sure you pet the eagle to keep it clean and in good flying condition. You'll find secrets all over the island, if you know where to look. Collecting crystals will let you upgrade the eagle's ability to flap. You'll also discover larger puzzles to solve in ancient structures. Pathless is all about finding your own way forward. So unlike most open-world games, there's no map. Instead, the hunter can use her mask to peer into the spirit world and discover distant landmarks. It even shows you where you've been. Getting to higher vantage points will let you see further with spirit vision. Giant cursed spirits, the source of the darkness, will pose a constant threat to you on your quest. They will try to separate you from the eagle. Stay still in the light to avoid detection. You won't be able to take on the cursed spirits until you've returned light to the obelisks. When the obelisks are restored, the cursed spirits will be vulnerable. Chase them down through the forest to corner them in a dramatic final battle. Hunter and Eagle will have to defeat the cursed spirits to bring light back to the world. I hope you've enjoyed this overview of the Pathless. We've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore and discover. The Pathless is coming out later this year. Thanks for watching.
PlayStation